Hello again. You won't be in this business long before you hear an old cliche. She is ignorance on fire, or he is ignorance on fire. Just like most cliches, there's an element of truth. And the true part of this cliche is the word fire. And that's a great description of enthusiasm. She's on fire. That's good. Now, the other part of that cliche that I don't like is the word ignorance. There are always stories about beginners who supposedly just called up a few of their friends, who called up a few of their friends, and voila, they retired rich. That's a fairy tale. That doesn't happen. There is so much more competition in every business these days. We're competing for everything with entrepreneurs in China, Brazil, India, Russia. One of your neighbors is driving Uber or Lyft right now to make some extra cash. Another of your neighbors is renting their home out online right now. It seems like everybody's got something going on the side. These days, whatever you choose to do, you gotta hustle. You gotta put in your time. You gotta be good. And that's why I don't like that cliche, ignorance on fire, because it assumes that successful people are lazy idiots who just got lucky. That's not my experience. But I understand what the cliche is trying to convey, that you don't need to be a college graduate to do this. You don't need professional credentials. You don't even need strong financials like good credit. There is no other industry like this, where ordinary people can do extraordinary things with zero credentials and very little money. Isn't that fantastic? And that's one of the reasons I love it. The bar of entry is low. Anybody can step over that bar. And that's also one of the reasons I sometimes hate network marketing, because the low barrier of entry allows some pretty unqualified people to take a shot. But stepping over the bar is just the first step. It takes work to earn our special kind of residual income. Still, our industry gives everyone a level playing field. Everyone gets a shot to earn incomes that can rival the incomes of experts with a boatload of credentials and diplomas and degrees and credibility. I say, lower the bar, let them in, give them a shot, show me what you've got. A few years of dedicated experience can equal decades of professional book learning and expertise. Now, speaking of experts, you certainly don't need to be an expert in nutrition. Why do I say that? Trust me, there are a lot of beginners who don't think they can start their new business until they've memorized the scientific names and the quantities of the 5 types of mushrooms in our liquid flagship product, MOA, plus the names of the countries where these ingredients are grown. You don't need to have a degree in electrical engineering to know how to flip a light switch, do you? What is the light switch of our business? To invite. That's the key word. Ordinary people invite people to watch a YouTube video or read a brochure or come participate in a webinar or a live presentation, where there'll be plenty of experts who can answer tough questions. If they want more scientific proof, then get them to watch the product sections of The Boss. Click the link, watch Deanna Lotson or Dr. Strand. They're the experts. And notice when they talk with authority, they also talk with enthusiasm. You just invite people to watch the experts. And by the same token, you're not supposed to be an expert in the compensation plan yet. You can send them to watch one of the founders talk about it. Now, eventually, you'll understand it enough to talk about it. But for now, flip the switch, click the link, and let someone else do it for you. But here's where you need to be an expert. You need to be an expert in your story. You tell your story about why you got involved. This is where your fire kicks in. But don't bore them with too much me stuff. They really don't care too much about your story, except for how your story can help them improve their own story. Everybody has a story, and you're just explaining how you've decided that you want a better story. It's easier to tell your story because it's true for you. And when you say it, you don't have to be perfect or even good. Just relay a short, true statement of your belief in your own story. That's duplicatable. You might say something like this. I mean, if I were you, this is what I would say. Hey, I'm just getting started here. We're having trouble making ends meet, and somebody told me about Rx. I took a look, and it fit me. I like nutrition, and I know I need it, and my family needs it. So I decided to take a leap. I had to do something, and no time is a good time. So I said to myself, why not now? And actually, I'm having a blast. I like the people. I love these products. You need to find a product that you really do love so you can say it with authority. They really make me feel better, like I'm doing the right thing for my body and my family, you know? So I'm still new at this, but, you know, I'm asking you, what are you taking for your health? Now listen while they talk, and if that starts a conversation, good. It can sometimes lead to another question, like, so where do you want to be 5 years from now? Now remember, A, B, C, D, E. Remember these attitudes while you're telling your story. Let this kick in your energy so that your energy is up a notch. You know what I'm saying? Not too much, not too eager, and definitely not too pushy. And remember to smile with your eyes and breathe an inch deeper, stand an inch taller, push your shoulders back an inch, flood your brain with happy hormones, and tell the truth. Be transparent. That's the word the kids use these days, isn't it? Transparent. Don't pretend that you're making boatloads of money. That's old-style network marketing. If you're nervous, tell them. You know, I'm not very good at this. I know I'll get better, but this part always makes me a little nervous. And if you're not sure what to say that. You know, I'm not sure how to say it quite right, except, you know, these products have really worked for me. I don't know if they'll be right for you, but hey, give it a shot. The barrier to entry is low, full money back guarantee if you're not totally happy. Then tell another story of someone who had great results. We call them testimonials, but they're really just stories of people's real experience with these real products and this opportunity. People ask you what you do for a living. Well, you say, well, my job is to tell stories for fun and profit. And they say, oh yeah? Like what kind of stories? And you say, well, that depends on you. Do you like stories about health? Or do you like stories about wealth? And then tell them the kind of story that they'd like to hear. Ignorance on fire? Absolutely not. Stories on fire? Absolutely. You're just a storyteller, and that's duplicatable. One day, you'll understand how true that really is. Now, here's another cliche, and you'll hear this 1,000 times in your career. Facts tell, but stories sell. Well, yeah, people like a few good facts, but they love a good story. Now, in the next segment, we'll finish our conversation about enthusiasm. See you there.